So when I was in prison, doing them party, they didn't call me Trill Will, they called me Israel, because at the time I was studying to be a Hebrew Israelite. So that's how everybody referred to me as, and as a Hebrew, you're to pray 3 times a day. So while we did that, you know what I mean, visibly, so everybody knew, yeah, you know what I mean. So that's what it was. And then when I came home, shout out to my son, my only son, Israel. His name is Israel. Israel in Hebrew, Yisrael, it means he who will rule as El meaning God, might, strength. So that was kind of like the focus, and Israel was talked about as the son, the only begotten son before the only begotten son.
Check 1 2 1 2. It's your boy Dame Dozha here with DJ Deceptacon. It is the Word on the Net podcast, and we have a special guest in the building today. But before we actually let y'all know who it is, you might as well see who it is on this here video that we got. It's called Formula, man, by Trill Will and CEO Plus. Let's get into it. It's the Word on the Net podcast. Get money 3 times a day and some.
FLA in the bitch.
Ain't made $1 million yet, but I can make it stretch. Seen a couple demons, they can watch my steps. Ain't made $1 million yet, but I can make it stretch. Seen a couple demons.
Florida in the building.
Ain't made $1 million yet, but I can make it stretch. Seen a couple demons, they can watch my steps. Ain't made $1 million yet, but I can make it stretch. Seen a couple demons, they can watch my steps. God first, February 2nd, so it's on the wealth. Plus talk is not a virtue, move a lot of stuff. I ain't even made $1 million, but I make it stretch. Yeah, I seen a couple demons and they watch my steps. Yeah, got a couple demons, keep them to the left. Got them in my zone right now, I did it on my own. Mission incomplete, call me if I'm wrong. Mission incomplete, call me if I'm wrong. I don't got no close friend, thug it on my own. When they come up, same energy, I'm in my zone. Yeah, I'm married to the game, I can't leave it alone. Yeah, I'm married to the game, I can't leave it alone. Yeah, but I'ma grind till the sun up. Studio whipping with the butter till you come up. Yeah, I stayed down till I came up. Gotta stay down till you come up. Yeah, and then these niggas gon' tell how you count the money, gotta weigh it on the scale. Niggas pressed like a critic, gotta add the nails. Let the bag open so the whole bag stale. Ain't made $1 million yet, but I can make it stretch. Seen a couple demons, they can watch my steps. Ain't made $1 million yet, but I can make it stretch. Seen a couple demons, they can watch my steps. Ain't made $1 million yet, but I can make it stretch. Seen a couple demons, they can watch my steps. Ain't made $1 million yet, but I can make it stretch. Seen a couple demons, they
I ain't let you see it all, I'm still buying shit. About to dye the dreads red, I'm still trying shit. I don't even need a scale, I be eyeing shit. You can pull up on me now, I'm supplying shit.
That boy CEO.
Like shoestrings, we be tying shit. They ain't nothing like me, he a counterfeit. If you think the bit easy, better try the bitch. Only thing I really focus on is dying rich. Hey, pissed on, got them pissed off. Big diamonds, ain't no telling what my wrist cross. Lift off on these niggas for they crisscross. Get lost, bitch, you know a nigga dick cost. I don't need a bit for shit, got missed calls. Neiman Market just to match it with the fit cost. Niggas really calling, ask me where the brick cost. You know it's the CEO, I'm the big boss. But I'm really corporate.
Well, I say he really corporate. All right. That video looked like it was a whole lot of fun to shoot, man. That looked like a whole lot of fun, man. Miami is always a great time. Florida is always where the sunshine. It's the Word on That podcast. I'm Dame Dozha, DJ Deceptacon.
What's happening? We in a bit.
Gotta love that Florida sunshine. And we got somebody here from the Sunshine State. You know what I'm saying? So we finna have a whole lot of fun, man. We got none other than Trill Will, all the way from that Central Florida in the building, man.
Man, what's happening, man?
Word on the Net podcast.
Y'all know what's going on.
What's happening, brother?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored, my brother.
All right, so, man, let these folks know, just in case they've been under a rock and they don't listen to rap or whatever, man. Let them know who you are, where you from, and what you got going on, my brother.
Well, my name is Trill Will, and I'm from Deland, Florida. I love itty bitty city between like Orlando and Daytona, like 30 minutes each way. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I've been doing music. Like, I started playing drums when I was 5. So, like, music in my DNA. Shout out to my pops, you know what I'm saying? He was a manager and shit, you know, back in the day. In his era, you know what I mean? He was managing different groups and stuff like that. So, that kind of integrated that culture into my DNA, you know what I mean?
So you had an early influence in the music industry.
For sure.
Was it jazz artists? Was it R&B artists? Rap artists?
You know, to be honest, it was Michael Jackson. That was my first, like, you know.
Oh,
what I
okay.
mean? Yeah.
The artist.
Yeah.
The one.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to be great. I wanted to be great like that. So.
Okay. Yeah, man. The different changes of Mike all along was great ever since he was a jit. So
Mike ain't missing one time.
Yeah. All along was great, man. Every different shade of the boy, man. But yeah. So tell us a little bit about Deland, man. I know about Deland because you know I drive down from Jacksonville down to Orlando a whole lot. But you know, a lot of folks might not know, you know, about Deland. But you know, what is there other than beaches and sunshine and pretty women?
Deland, boy, I ain't gonna lie. Deland, like that's like the drug capital. That's like little Mexico. I ain't gonna lie.
I tried to paint it.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hey, the Deland ain't with. Hey, look, don't go down there. If you ain't from down there, if you don't know nobody down there, boy, you might not. Yeah, you know. So that's one of them. I'm from Spring Hill. Anybody from that area know Spring Hill back then was like that was where you didn't want to go. Like, so shout out to the whole COD, man, the whole city of Deland, man, G Code, Super Stick, you know, RIP Blowjack, man. The police just killed my little cousin, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a really big thing down there. But yeah, man, so we have a real deep drug culture. I mean, like it's a lot of stuff going on, football, but like at the end of the day, them boys getting to that bag. Like they ain't even playing.
Okay, Deland,
Yeah.
Dope Land. I almost feel like they was on one of them shows. They, I think like not Cops, but First 48 or whatever one time.
Ain't no
before,
telling
something
what
like that.
it be going down at Deland. Like First 48 shit. Like they just had a flood and all kind of shit, bodies and shit popped up. I don't know. I don't get involved. I just got a call. I was like, man, ooh.
Well, we love the Sunshine State, but some folks like to refer it as the Gunshine State, man.
They
It
do.
can get kind of wicked down there. So, you know, some folks come on vacation and they leave on probation,
and
man.
they back on violation.
Right, man. 'Cause my first time going to jail was Daytona, man. Going down to Daytona Black Beach weekend, man. I went in and got back out, but you know that was my vacation probation story. But yeah, it could hold true, man. Y'all got to be careful when y'all come down to our state, you know. But we in the A right now, man, doing the big on this
Shout
music
out to
tip. Let them know about, like, you know, of course we just watched the music video, but you kind of come off like an exec as well, and been doing the music, you know, since the mixtape era. So you know, do you what else other than rap? Like, you know, I don't want to just call you a rapper because some folks just be like, hey, I ain't no rapper.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, I'm first and foremost, you know, I'm in love with music. That was my first love. So, you know, like I take that seriously. That's like, so I'm an artist. I believe in the art form of music and the beauty of that art form. You know what I'm saying? Like, I take it super, super, super serious. You know what I mean?
Because I see all the bling on your neck. And usually it'd be like, oh, man, I ain't no rapper, man. I just do this, man. But, you know, Sometimes I feel like some folks kind of play with it a little bit. Like, I'm not a rapper. And some of us in the music industry actually get a little offended when folks, you know, kind of play with our culture and play with it. You know, if you're going to do this, you got to take it serious, you know.
Right.
So for the folks that just get in and be like, oh, man, don't call. And I know why, because, you know, the rapper stigma kind of can be negative. It can be embarrassing. It can be sometimes misleading. But like you said, artist is you know, that means that you take your art seriously, you know?
So kind of how I define it is like, you got some people that do music as a hobby, you know, and that's cool. You know what I mean? And nothing wrong with that. I think that's a dope hobby. I use music for therapy though. See what I'm saying? So for me, it's the alchemy of it. It's the being able to transmute that bass energy, that lower frequency into something greater, into a higher frequency. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the struggle and things I've been through. That's allowed me to power up. You know what I mean? Like that's what I use music as a platform for my artistry, which is even beyond music, because it becomes the point where you become composing people. You compose events. You can compose anything. You know what I mean? So that's how I kind of look at it on a different level.
I look at it like production the same way. Like you say, you can compose it, you can produce, a product, you can produce a service, and you can definitely produce music. So that's definitely, man. I'm taking it all in already. That you take your culture and your craft very seriously. Let's get a first moment. What made you fall in love with hip hop? Other than, not just hip hop. I guess we could say music. Other than Michael Jackson, of course. Can you give your first music experience or hip hop? You said you was playing in a band since 5 years old?
Yeah, I started playing the drums when I was 5. My dad played the drums for the church, and then I would watch him, and then I wanted to play so bad at 5, and I learned how to play from 5. So from 5 to like 16, I played in the church. You know what I mean? So
self-taught?
Yeah, well, I was just watching and learning. Yeah, I didn't go to no formal school.
That's the definition of self-taught.
Yeah.
For sure.
Getting tired of Miss Smokes telling me that I got to tighten up, because we had a lady. She played the piano, but she was a real like composer. Like you was off any kind of way. She wasn't even.
And here you are, the amateur jit.
Yeah.
And and that ain't mean she gonna go easy on you.
Nah, well, it was even worse because my dad was a great drummer, so she's expecting.
Yeah. The expectations was there.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, man. So you had some big shoes to fill. You had some big shoes to fill. What was her name?
Miss Smokes.
Miss Smokes, man. Mother Smokes. Let's give a shout out to Miss Smokes, man.
Yeah,
from
God bless the dead, man. She
God
passed away. Yeah, she passed away, but definitely big influence on me musically, because I think that I think everybody should experience being formally taught music, even though I started on my own, teaching myself, but still having that structure along with it.
Yeah,
it kind of gave me the best of both worlds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely got that diamond. It was getting that diamond shined and polished early.
Yeah.
That later became Trill Will. When did you start rapping?
But when my voice changed, I was trying to sing and different stuff, and then my voice wanted to get a little raspy. And
yeah,
it was over with.
But that voice, that voice is kind of your bread box too now.
Yeah, for sure.
The voice box can be your bread box if you know how to manipulate it, man. You know how to work it, man. You got a lot of different. I don't really know about the different keys like my partner here.
Year.
Are you what are you you a soprano?
Oh no, I'm a tenor.
Tenor?
Yeah, I'm a tenor.
You know what I'm saying? Break that down though. Like what?
So it's just like instruments. Sopranos are from the upper registers down to, if you did like the technical terms, right? So a soprano can go as low as probably 1,000 hertz. You know what I'm saying? As far as like they low end, that's like the lowest they go. Probably, well, maybe I'll say about like 500 hertz is the lowest they go. But the upper range goes up to like 11,000, 12,000, hertz. Alto kind of gets a little bit of that soprano, but they can't go up that high, so they'll go up probably like 7,000, 8,000, and go down to about 100 maybe. Tenor goes up to about 2,000, 3,000, and goes down to probably close to bass level, so around 100 hertz. Then bass probably go 1,000. They're singing at 1,000 hertz down to 80 hertz. You know what I'm saying? That's 80 hertz is the lower register for human hearing, between 80 and 30.
I'm telling you, man, they love that high shit, but when you give them that bass, man, the girls go crazy.
And if I'm off or wrong, please comment it down in the comments, because it's a chart that you can go and look at. It does it for instruments too, for all y'all techies. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you the resident techie, Mr. Deceptacon. But yeah, man. So when your voice changed, and you probably got a little influence in the streets a little bit. What kind of rapper though was like your early influence?
I mean, you got to say like LL Cool J.
I knew you was gonna say yeah. You
because
gotta say LL.
because that was like the turning point. Like it was like, okay, it was cool to rap, but then you seen LL, he had all the women. It was like, nah, you got to be like that though, that, like that right there.
Like he had the women, he had the swag,
tough guy image, he had all that shit.
The voice.
Yeah,
he was tough, but he still needed love, man.
I need love. He was serious about that shit. I need love.
So being that you kind of was a singer, like, and all the way into music from Michael Jackson to LL, you wasn't shy to lead the ladies out.
No. Well, you know what's funny? That's something that I'm trying to address because I feel like I have kind of
you left the ladies hanging for a minute.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something that's a weakness that I'm definitely looking to improve. I like weaknesses because they show me where I need to get strong at. But yeah, no, that's definitely something I'm looking to get into. But if you hear the music, if you listen to my music, you still can hear the harmony because even though I'm rapping, it's like I infused the harmony into because I always wanted to do that. So.
Even before the T-Pain situation, or
what? You
doing it before T-Pain?
Honestly, if I'm being honest, I was, but you know why? Because Bone Thugs and Harmony was my favorite like group besides Outkast. Like so, Bone Thugs had a big impact on my sound.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna miss everybody. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, man. So yeah. You sound like you're a student of the game, man.
Oh, definitely. I definitely studied for sure.
And speaking of that, right? A lot of folks, I feel like is right now in hip hop. It's the 50th year of hip hop this year.
It is. Salute to all the homies.
And like you said, LL was like one of the first superstars in rap. And then from LL. Then you got Run DMC, one of the first superstar groups in rap. But I feel that it's still important to know the different histories of how this thing developed, right? And then being able to apply it to yourself, like you said, you had to kind of go back in the history of your making music and be like, damn, I kind of left out, a lot of the ladies.
Right.
And a lot of times, a lot of the rappers, when we first started out, you kind of making music for your hood. You making music for your crew. And, that's not just, it's pretty much everybody, And then sometimes that crew song bubble, that crew song burst, Yes, and I think that's how the Sugar Hill Rappers Delight is. It's kind of like a crew song. Everybody kind of breaking down who they are, and then but they got that disco beat. It got that feel, and but again, it's the 50th year of hip hop. So but that doesn't mean that this is the only year that we show love to those that been doing it before us, and the Florida legends, the hip hop legends out of, from Florida to New York. And I feel like New York from the 80s and the 90s, they had their time, and then even in early 2000s, they might have started to lose their time and they run, and then the South just took over. But we still new to the game. Like we still like basically. We've been on the throne for a while, but it's still a new reign because you still got places that are, you still got Mississippi, you still got Florida, you still got, of course, Louisiana. They kind of been influencing for a while, but I feel like that Florida influence is still relatively new. Even though we've been around from the jump, it's still a lot of influence to give, man. Let's talk about that Florida influences, man. Some of the early Florida rappers, man. JT Moneys, man. Who was one of your favorites?
Well, first of all, you can't even talk about Florida without talking about the era of, the bass music. You gotta talk about Uncle Luke. You gotta talk about 69 Boys. You gotta talk about Trick Daddy. You gotta talk about JT Money and the Poison Clan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta really you gotta talk about
DJ Magic Mike.
Triple J. You know what I'm saying? You gotta talk about it's certain shit you gotta really talk about. You know what I mean? You talk about Florida music, even though some of them people might not have been originally from Florida, their music impacted Florida heavy.
Right, MC Shy D.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's just a lot. Florida is a melting pot. It always has been. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's southern, but it's like you get all these other influences, so you can hear that in the music too. You know what I mean?
And it just ain't on. Even though we like to party, and Florida dudes was one of the we get gangster and gangster on the dance floor, because in Jacksonville they whooping. It's different dances all over. City Boy Slide, kind of originate out of Florida. Like
right.
a lot of the trends when it come to partying come from Florida, and I like to tell folks all the time that Florida is the money state.
For sure.
Like as far as hip hop goes, Florida is where all the hip hop come to get paid. They run through. It's like one of the only states where you can hit. You know what I'm saying? North Florida somewhere, whatever, whether you go to Tallahassee or you go to Jacksonville, you can hit Orlando, you know what I'm saying, and then, you know what I'm saying, skip over to Tampa. Not to mention that you already skipped over Gainesville, so, if you don't even go, like I said, North Florida, you're going to go to Gainesville or Jacksonville. Then you can go somewhere in the muck and do a show or whatever, have a different following and it's a whole totally different following in all of these spaces, right? And then you got Miami, but Lauderdale area or whatever, so you got a lot of different ways when you're a major artist. Then they come through and then Pensacola, they come through though Panama Cities and the Daytona beaches. Like it's a lot of places to go in Florida to get that bag.
So what I learned about music is the goal is to take a product that everybody feels like is hot right now, like something from a big city, right? And then what you do is and you take it to the smaller towns. And that's something I learned from putting tours together. Shout out to Derek Marquise Johnson, aka Unit, on DJ to DJ, whatever you want to call him, Derek for real. He showed me a lot of stuff with that. Taking that's what people get stuck at. They come to Atlanta and then they're like, okay, well they popping in Atlanta, but then you got to take that and go. So all them other places, a lot of them little cities that influence the big cities, that's in Florida. That's Florida. Like a lot of them little towns like that. Good, this gonna get you popping. You get popping in Florida, you gonna get popping in Alabama, guaranteed. You gonna get popping in probably Georgia, guaranteed. Not necessarily
South
Atlanta.
Georgia.
Not necessarily Atlanta, but South Georgia.
Right.
You know what I mean? Savannah. Valdosta, yeah, stuff like that. So
Columbus,
and then you got to look at Florida also reaching to Alabama, and then also kind of reaching to like Mississippi, because it's like so.
Biloxi.
Yeah, so it's like it's a large area. When you hit Florida, man, you gonna reach all your little demographics. You are gonna hit all your little money spots.
What's something that you did? All right, so when did you leave Florida? So we say,
I mean, I never left Florida. I just got back from Florida this morning. Florida's in my blood, my DNA, boy. So my kids are in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my partner, my producer, Jacob. You know what I'm saying? Jacob, you know what I mean? We got our little music venture going on. He finna drop some fire. We just dropped, so we've been working, but Florida, I can't never leave Florida. When you see them, you say that, you miss me when you said that. Yeah. I was like, nah.
When everybody in Atlanta, you automatically kind of assume that, this kind of is the current hip hop record, so everybody, do a lot of business here.
Right.
But I like what you said. Like you said, you take it back home. Come up here, do some media. Boom, know what I'm saying? Back to the sunshine, man.
See, that's how Dame operate like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a diehard Florida boy, you know what I'm saying? And I rock with him, you know what I mean? I'm a little pessimistic when it comes to some of my Florida people as far as going back. and
Right.
doing things there.
Right.
But I always support the artists that's coming from Florida up here. I
Right.
support them heavy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I don't look for none of my support to really be coming from Florida.
Nah,
off rip,
see,
'cause
that's
that's
what-
where I'm from. So
okay,
it's like,
so
you
that's part of the cycle. Okay, so you want to let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's
so,
talk about it.
So artists today are more like modern day prophets. If you look in the Bible, you'll see that prophets, they always had to leave their hometown. They always got excuse my language, shitted on in their hometown. They always had, because the people seen you from dirt. They seen you when you didn't have nothing. You went to the same school they went to, ate the same food they ate, and they have a problem understanding how you could be better than them in any type of way. And that's something that I've been fighting against my whole life, just for multiple reasons. For one, because I could talk good, you know what I mean? And I ain't no bad looking dude. So I always had them kind of issues, and I'm affiliated with what I'm affiliated with. Shout out to the mob, shout out to the homies, you know what I'm saying, to the Lokes. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the problem. Florida is a great place to get popping, but as long as you're not from Florida, because they definitely gonna pick you apart. You know what I mean? If you're from Florida,
I just spoke on this the other day in a group chat where I feel like folks just have to believe that you can change their life, right? And if they believe, if something happens and they see it, they buy into your music after that, right? And so, but in Florida, we see a lot of that already. As far as like, you see cars, you see the kind of the like, you gonna see stunting
right?
probably a little more than
Average
average
somewhere
state.
else. Yeah.
If you went to, you know, from the dunks to, you know, the folks in the clubs, or, you know, early on is there. So then it's
Right.
like, all right, we want to be impressed by something that's a little different.
Right.
So then everybody, you know, foreign, or they holler, you know, they just kind of bring somebody else in. And I fight that a lot. Like, I move around in Florida, a lot of different spots, but I do feel that though it's a part of the business structure, we was just talking about this with Knox Bond, and he say he go through that in Kansas. Like he said, why the promoter would have to pull somebody else, and they don't even really, like I said, they don't have to be from that city, but you can, if you pop in Jacksonville, then you can do shows in Orlando. You know,
Yeah.
You should be able to go to Tallahassee, or Miami. The Miami artists should get booked in Jacksonville and Tampa, and you know, Ocala. And I feel like we always get exposed for whoever and wherever somebody is, as long as they from another spot, and that's because of the confidence and people feeling like, oh man, he really can change. You know, he really can change my life, or you know, or just being around this person can really do it for me. So I know I was long-winded just to kind of speak on just my problem with
I get it.
the culture, but it's just something that everybody battles, you know, with their hometown. And then they say,
I think Florida niggas just hard to impress, which isn't a bad thing, but you know what I'm saying, that's just the truth. It's like every Florida nigga think they're a superstar when they're born. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
we generally can be. If you look at a lot of industries around the United States,
Sports. You know,
especially
hip-hop.
sports.
Niggas. One day you see the nigga that's your homie. Next day he on ESPN. You like, damn, that nigga
Yeah.
fast, boy.
Yeah.
and then I was just playing the football in the field
Right.
35 years ago.
Yep. And so because of that, they feel like, you know what I mean, why not them too? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, what, you know, they look at themselves, they look at you, and they start comparing, and then they can't give you too much fuck with, because then it's like, oh, I'm jocking them.
Because you know, I used to think,
you know,
Florida folks was like, being from Miami and then moving to Jacksonville was just country as hell. You know what I'm saying? You know, from them saying bite, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, shit was country as hell for me, right? But then being in Florida and then coming to Atlanta swear that they ain't country at all, like, basically, but it's it's
Atlanta
not country.
bro.
It's not country as far as like, it's not Atlanta the city, as far as like fashion and nothing like that. Don't get it twisted. No, I'm saying, you know, y'all hear me? It's just a lot of y'all ways is country. It's hell. You know what I'm saying? Based off of like the way y'all talk, the things that y'all like see, like as far as it's deers all around this motherfucker, it's all kind of animals. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's animals, but in Miami City, boy, we ain't really seeing all that or whatever like that.
Ain't none of that.
You ain't
going
seeing
down.
all these trees, like, you know. In Jacksonville, like I said, it got a little bit more country. I'm like, oh, okay, you seeing more trees and like, you know what I'm saying? Folks got all this space. Then I got to Atlanta and I'm like, damn, look all these hills and all the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they got everything from the clay to, you know what I'm saying, to all that, you know what I'm saying, land and farms and shit, the cotton. And then all that shit, I'm like, oh yeah, y'all niggas is a different type of country. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just Atlanta is like one of the only cities. But everything else in Georgia, country as hell.
Yeah, that's
Georgia
real.
country, man. Don't let these people fool you, man.
That's real.
They don't like to hear that shit. They, you know what I'm saying? They be like, oh nah, man, your country ass from Jacksonville. You can't call me country at all. Yeah, but yeah, I rep that shit. Duval, man. Duval, Deland, Orlando, Tallahassee, man, Florida, man. You know, it's
Florida,
a lot of
man, big Florida shit.
a lot of Florida shit going on here. So, you know, we
Yeah.
here to talk about it. Let's get into the music, man. So you've been doing it but I was checking the music out, and I've stumbled upon a project called GFM, and I ain't want to throw my own meaning on it, so I just was like, well, fuck it, I don't know what GFM stands for. Let me ask him what GFM stands for.
Well, it's simple, man. You know, it's like I believe in that. The goal of music, right, for me, is to channel, right, the energy that I already had through what I've been through, right, but that I also wanna paint a picture for people, right. So the thing what is like I use repetition because that's how you program your subconscious mind. Repetition, trauma, and symbolism, right? So that's what I do. I kind of, in my songs, if you listen to my songs, I repeatedly say certain stuff like God first, family second, money third. That's what GFM stands for. God first, family second, money third. If you listen to the beginning of that song you just played,
Yeah.
I say it there. I say it in not every song, but almost every song. And I do that on purpose because I want people to understand how serious it is. That's the formula. That's the formula right there. If you follow that, I promise you'll never fall off. God first, family second, money third. You keep that in that order and you maintain that. There's more to it than that. But if you maintain that structure in your life and your priorities, not saying you need to memorize it, but to live, if you live that way, and them your priorities, you can't lose.
Those some hell of a principles, my brother.
Yeah.
Them are some hell of a principles. God first,
Family second,
family second,
money third.
money third.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on that money, man. Keep your faith
Straight up.
and God, man, and don't turn your back on your family. But and family can mean more than blood, man. But
Yeah,
blood
so
is thicker than mud.
So that's kind of where I was going with it, right? So it's real deep. So with me, the way I've been taught, you know, I've been raised, I've been coming up around some genius people from since day one. But when I went to prison, you know, I got a chance to really politic with some real deal scholars. You know what I'm saying? Some real deal geniuses, and they acknowledged me for who I was, but yet they also give me more to build me up. And so in the process of all of that, you know, I really learned that it's important, bro. It's so important that you keep that simple structure, bro. That simple little structure. It seems so simple, bro, but that's life changing. You know what I'm saying? It's so simple, but yet life changing.
Damn, I'm glad I ain't say what I thought it meant. But man, that's deep, man.
Yeah.
God, family, and money, man.
Yeah.
And you got part 1 and part 2.
Well, you know, like I said, even expounding on the God thing, you know, who is God? You know, that's a question, you know, and then, you know, you might ask yourself that question. You know, I believe that the original man is God. So
You said the original
man.
The original man.
Original man. Yeah, you know who the original man is, right?
No, explain.
Okay, the original man is the cream of the crop of the planet Earth. It's our so-called black man. We're the original man here, native and indigenous to this land. So that's what I believe when I speak on God. So we saying God. Now we talking about knowledge of self.
Yeah.
Now we getting into it. See what I'm saying? And that's what I use this platform to be able to get into it. It's simple.
So now let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So now because when people have their different spiritualities, we all kind of relate in one way or another. So I'll be trying to get an understanding of what people's perspective is. So do you believe in a higher celestial being, possibly, something otherworldly, basically, that is a all-seer, all-knower type of creator, original type creator? Do you believe that event happens still, or like where's your lines drawn in certain areas?
So it sounds to me like you talking about the prime source, the prime creator,
the all spark, basically. Yeah, if I want to put it in transformer terms, what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when you talk about that, we got to talk about masculine and feminine. I believe that the feminine principle gave birth to everything. This is science. When you're first conceived, the first trimester, you're a female. Everybody's female. The X and Y chromosomes are important here. The X chromosome and then the Y chromosome is but an atrophied X chromosome. It has 23% less genetic material. Not more, but less genetic material. So it actually had to come from the X chromosome. So this is important. So when you're dealing with science, we know that the feminine principle. So when we talk about giving birth to anything, you can't give that attribute to nothing else but the feminine principle. So we already know it has to be a feminine energy.
Well, we know that when it comes to mammals. Now, mind you, that this is a whole different. This a whole different. It is my mic. I think was that my mic going out just then? It might be the mic. My bad. I got to stop bumping the mic. So, like, for instance, okay. So just to give you my view, because this is understanding of views. So this is not me questioning your understanding.
I don't take it like that.
Yeah, but when we talk of religion, you got to do those disclaimers. You feel me? Because other than that, you're gonna come off offensive. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I give those disclaimers and shit. So for me, right, I think a lot of the in between is left up to interpretation. I believe science, as far as we know of, has yet to be able to dive that much in detail as to what caused everything. They go back as far as they can. They come up with theories as far as they can. But at the end of the road, in all science, and you can have a lot of understanding of how the world works from science, right? We know that the sky is blue because of refraction of the ozone layer, blah, 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 right? We got that. We did experiments. We figured it out. But who made all that shit, right? Who made us? How did we start off? Was evolution really a thing? Or is that something that was made up, you know what I'm saying, from their field of research? You feel me? So for me, I believe evolution happened in one way or another, personally. You know what I'm saying? I believe that everything has a soul. Now, do I believe every creature has a heaven and a hell? I don't know. No, I don't know. You know what I mean? It would be cool to think all dogs go to heaven. I like that idea. So I'll run with it, right? But does that necessarily mean it's true? No. It could be like the Christians say, and it's, only a heaven and a hell for people. Animals, I guess, don't have a soul. They, you know what I mean? That's kind of the way it's listed. You know what I mean? Or it could be reincarnation. I don't know. I don't know if our souls are just energy transforming from place to place, and we really do go to a different plane, might live a couple of centuries, and then go to a different plane and live a couple of centuries. And you feel me? So I don't know. So that's why I asked, like,
and it's all it is theory.
Wise.
It is all theory, right?
Yeah.
And it's meant to motivate you. It's meant to inspire you. It's meant to give you purpose in life. So sometimes having that conversation is kind of my bad. Having a conversation, it's just enlightening because, like you said, it gives you a different perspective on how someone else may see it, because I never really heard anybody kind of break it down like he just said, as far as with the from the feminine. But I have heard of the feminine theory of man. I think, yeah. So,
and I think that's like what he's saying. That could be scientifically proven at some point. I think he's completely right in that aspect. You feel me? But who made those chromosomes? What How did those chromosomes come to be? Did it come from plants? Like, was everything plants? Then plants evolved. Since we're all made of the same stuff outside of our soul, but material-wise, we're all made out of the same or atoms. You know what I'm saying? As far as protons, neutrons, etc.
Correct.
It goes down to those basics, and everything either that or energy.
So I got a lot of stuff to rebuttal right now. So I'm gonna start with 99.9% of all atoms and molecules are empty space.
Correct.
Let's start there.
Correct.
So that means that we're literally looking at nothing. So that means that what we're talking about right now is really nothing.
Until it's charged.
Listen, we're not talking about anything. But what I'm saying to you is simply the fact that when you start talking about, protons, electrons, neutrons, I love science, but science is only a description that I use as a common denominator to have a conversation, or a place to meet at to have a conversation to describe things that could be bigger than life, or they could be smaller than life. But I believe in simple principles like, I don't know if you ever heard of the Kabbalion. So the first principle of the Kabbalion is all is mind and mind is all. Mm-hmm. Right? And so that's an important thing. So we know that we're inside of something's mind.
Okay.
That's the truth. But then that's back to what I was saying about that. I just pose a question. My thing is, I want to inspire thought.
Right. Yeah.
So wherever your level is or their level is that's listening, I like to inspire thought in people. So it's not that I want you to change your religion or what you believe, but I want you to live your religion, whatever that is, whatever you believe in. I want you to live, whoever that is out there that's listening. It's not about religion to me. To me, that's like, there's a reason why in the New Testament, the guy that they called Jesus or whatnot, he flipping tables over. And there's a reason for that, because he was very anti-religious, and people did neglect to point that out. But I hate to be the bad guy here, but he was not. And then in that time, there was no such thing as Christianity. So what are we speaking on? And if you look up the word Christianity and look up the actual etymology, it'll take you to Cretinism. Correct. It's actually a disrespect. Like,
I'm one of those people that believe, a lot. That's what. Okay, boom. Once I found out Christianity was really taken from a bunch of other ideals that came before Christianity was invented, right? Because Christianity has a time frame. Humans' time frame is longer than Christianity's time frame.
Absolutely,
so that means that it has to be something created by man, right? Now, I was raised Christian. Right?
Everybody was. You're forced to in America.
Pretty much, right? Okay, and that's, what land you grew up in, right? So if that's happening with Christianity here, how can it not be happening with Buddhism or Muslim or Islam? I'm going to be proper. Islam or Buddhism or etc. in their cultures. You know what I'm saying? What part? I think all the religions have part of the truth in them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's facts.
Like, there's certain things that are universal. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. Commit adultery, depending on the religion. You know what I'm saying?
See, now you're hitting on theosophy. See, I'm very familiar with theosophy.
Okay. So that all that shit is man-made. You know what I'm saying? And I was, like I said, I was raised Christian. Right. So I have certain values that I still hold, esteem with. Do I believe Jesus came, or Jesus was a real person? Historically, yes, period. It's been done. Do I think he was possibly being led by a higher power? That I also believe. Just like I ain't calling this person no type of deity, but these ideals that we get, these grand ideas that we get, and leaps in technology and shit, it's coming from somewhere.
So I'm gonna address a couple things, right? So what I'm gonna say is that we gotta separate the guy that we call in Jesus from the Christ energy or the Christ consciousness. We have to separate them too, because that has been around since the beginning of literal time and before time. So we have to make that distinction. So what we're gonna say, it was somebody partaking in that consciousness, absolutely, and people have done that since the beginning of time.
And still,
and so he said that not that he was coming back, but that Christ was coming back. So we gotta talk about, he was talking about himself in the third person, so he understood that it was something outside of him that was allowing him to tap into the frequency. It's a frequency, right? So that's the thing. That's what really what we're dealing with here. And when people try to put it like, it's the dogma that gets me.
You got to call him this. You got to call him that. He has this particular name.
Well, I mean, the J letter is the newest letter in the English language, so it's only 500 years old. J and the B letter. So the B, this is all factual information. You know what I mean? So we know that it just couldn't have been. So if you're telling me this is the only name, but that's not the correct name, and then it's not the correct name,
right?
We're not.
You could go short history for that. You're right though. You could go short history with that.
Somebody like me would just be like, "Well, it's just not about that. It's just the ideology of it. It's
nothing
just
wrong with that either."
The principles.
I agree with that. It is totally, but they don't teach. They teach it as literal, actual facts, and so that's the problem. It doesn't sustain up under the light of true scholarship. Right. People who have references, who can tell you where to go find with information that doesn't match up with what you're saying, and these other people are scholars. Like, so everybody's wrong, and you're right. Okay,
and that means we're no different than the North Koreans, in the sense.
So this what? Hold on. So this is what I did.
In the sense of, you know what I mean, of the teachings of your land.
Yeah, I agree with that.
To be hold true.
But this is the difference between Christianity and all the other religions, right? So Christianity was specifically, all religions was formed to control the masses of people.
Correct.
So
I believe that too.
We can start there. But
do people need to be controlled?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right, to a certain extent, you know what I mean. So because so there's got to be degrees to it. but the thing is that Christianity was specially created to be weaponized to create a divide and conquer, and we're literally the conquering, and they're taking the land from native people. It's called the Discovery Doctrine, and this year the Pope rescinded the Discovery Doctrine. You can look it up. You can Google it right now. The Discovery Doctrine. You know what I'm saying? Literally, the Pope rescinded it. I don't know if people know what rescinded meant or not, whatnot. But basically, he did everything but reverse it. But say this.
That's what they did with the Earth being flat. Yeah. The Vatican, decided they were the head of a lot of scientific leadings and so forth. So they decided, when
we're not doing that. Yeah.
You said we're not doing that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they said. No, we're not doing that.
You're not a flat earther, are you?
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I have not seen not one actual picture of the whole Earth. Nobody has.
So what? Okay. What do you mean picture?
I'm talking about an actual, not CGI, an actual picture.
Okay, so there are some.
Where? Pull it up.
Okay, now mind you, it's how much theory you want to go into, because this is the thing. When you go into conspiracy theory, and I ain't saying I'm right, I ain't saying I'm wrong, but when you go into conspiracy theory, it's some shit that happens. But now, for instance, right? We know for a fact now in 2023, we know for a fact that there's been multiple billionaire and millionaires and some 100,000aires that have been to space. Not from NASA, just regular folks.
Do you believe we went to the moon?
To the moon, yes. Definitely.
So you believe that the video that they showed us going to the moon,
Neil Armstrong video?
You believe that's real?
The Neil Armstrong video, I don't know. Hold on, wait, check me out.
It's pivotal.
They made Star Wars right around that time.
It's pivotal for me to know that.
Check me out, though.
Right.
I'm not going to, because I know the capacity for us to go to the moon was always there. Part of which because we've lost a lot of technology that we had ages ago.
What about the Van Allen belt?
What you said, the banana belt?
Van Allen belt.
The Van Allen belt. What's the refresh me?
It's radiation.
Okay, what?
Listen, you even get outside of the atmosphere before you even get to anything else. You got to get past the Van Allen belt.
Okay. Of the Earth. You're speaking of Earth.
No, yeah, to get outside of the dome, to get outside of whatever you want to call it, the atmosphere, to you get to quote unquote space.
He got me over here, Wikipedia and stuff, all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
The Van Allen belt is a zone of energetic charged particles, most of which originate from the solar wind, that are captured. Let's zoom in so y'all can see a little bit. Yeah, that are captured by and held around the planet by the planet's magnetosphere. Earth has two such belts, and sometimes others may be temporarily created. Mm-hmm. Okay. The belts are named after James Van Allen, who is credited with their discovery. All right, carry on. So you got to get through the Van Allen belt.
So how we don't have anything that can. What I mean,
go a picture.
Now, what's your proof of that? Of that we don't have anything
because
there was no supersonic jets before there were supersonic jets. Niggas was running with propellers. Told a nigga that you had a plane that could fly 100+ miles per hour without a propeller, and all he had was propellers, you would call him a maniac.
Right, but
like you're smoking rocks. What do you mean without a propeller?
My point merely is this, right? Is if they lied about when they went to space, what else are they lying about?
A lot of shit. It's the government.
Okay, I'm just trying to get some clarity because you're defending.
Well, we know they lied about aliens.
No, they lied about a lot of shit. But science,
history, science,
history subjective.
Listen,
thank you. You know that there's absolute history. It's the truth.
But we know that
history that's told. You know that.
But we're pretty.
We on the same page of that one, right? I'm not disagreeing with that, but when it comes to the point of certain, like going to school for science, right? You learn certain principles that you could physically handle and manage. Those get you into theory, right? Where you can understand what this person's
scientific method, right?
Okay, scientific method. Okay, boom. So when it comes to like the theory of relativity, right? The Einstein's theory of relativity. And string theory, right? It's still a theory because it can't be proven by scientific method.
So let me ask you this: at what point does a theory become a theorem?
Oh, that's a good question. You can look. Can we look that one up? Theory versus theorem.
Theory versus theorem.
Mm-hmm. Still not a law. Which in scientific world, the laws are what we consider factual. Like tested, proven, whatever. There's not much variance.
The difference between theory versus theorem is a theory can be defined based on a pattern of events, which cannot be demonstrated through an axiom or statements. However, the theorem is a proposition of an event that can be demonstrated.
Can be demonstrated.
Okay, boom. Got you. So is a theorem a scientific fact at that point? Oh, it's the proposition of an event.
The proposition.
Okay, so once it's demonstrated, it'll become a fact. Okay, got you.
So what I'm saying is how much do we need to see before we say
MC squared became a theorem when Graham Bell discovered electricity in a sense, I guess.
Possibly.
Even with that, like that's what I'm saying. There's so many
it's a lot, but we can look a lot of this shit up, which isn't a problem. We ain't trying to figure all this shit out now.
We're definitely not.
But at the same time though, it's like okay, scientifically, I'm a nerd. Like I know everybody nerd, but on the like rocket side of things, like looking at certain propulsion systems and shit like that. That's shit that I just go down the rabbit hole on a lot, right?
Well, y'all went down the rabbit hole from talking about.
Yeah, we did.
We seen a picture of the Earth?
That okay, but I'm saying it go to that.
And then we went all kind of places. So
let me bring it back. My bad. So look, I believe that we have the technology.
Just show me the picture.
Okay, let's look up a picture.
I want the actual picture without CGI.
How do you? What are your requirements for acceptance of proof of this picture?
I'm just saying because
if I say I took a picture with my iPhone in space, you should be able to believe me.
Just pull it up. Just pull it up. We'll let the people decide. All power to the people.
All right, so we just gonna pull up all the pictures and then we gonna choose from which one is the real picture because it is a bunch of it is. You can
all
say
CGI.
That a lot of them are fake pictures.
What's a verified picture of the Earth?
I mean that's
because I know for a fact that we got telescopes. We got freaking satellites.
But where are the whole Earth pictures
from the satellites? They have a Hubble telescope.
CGI.
Look, I know. CGI, so the Hubble telescope is fake. They didn't launch a satellite.
Bro,
into space. Come on now. Now, even if we're saying humans didn't make it to the moon, cool. I will say let's just say humans never made it to the moon.
So which one of these pictures is real?
A drone.
Go ahead.
A drone. A robot.
Look what you got to work with.
What did you type in?
That's on Pixabay.
What is Pixabay?
Just look at it right now.
What is Pixabay? That's Pixabay. What is a Pixabay?
It does look like a bunch of fake pictures of the Earth, though.
I mean, yeah, at this point in time, you can make a lot of shit.
Looking at pictures of the Earth, it's hard to choose the one that you would consider the real picture.
Based off
I just
of
want to
what?
see the one he was talking about.
I want SpaceX. Go to SpaceX. I believe Elon.
This is
Go to
one-
SpaceX. SpaceX pictures of Earth. That's something that I can say
Okay.
right now. I know
Okay.
they got them.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, if they got them, well, I believe Elon. Elon had the money
This
to
is
do
a
the
picture
shit.
of Earth
Listen,
from the moon.
Listen, you can
Okay.
believe whoever you want.
That looks about right.
No, come on, man.
It looks about right. And the sun's coming from up this way.
Bro. Nah, brother. Come on, man.
I can believe it.
You can't tell me nothing.
It's because of the robots, bro. We built these motherfuckers. I know people who have these motherfuckers.
I understand that.
They got,
I
bro,
do
you
get
have
it.
a phone in your hand
Yes.
that can take 8K video.
Yes. Yes. I do.
But you can't believe that
No,
we've seen
that's
anything
not- that's not.
into space.
Bro, I'm saying that on the other side of that dome, I can guarantee you some water. It's not what you thinking. I'm guaranteeing you it's water, because water existed before everything else existed. That's what I can tell you. I can
So you
guarantee
feel
that.
like space is actually water.
Absolutely. But it's also water and what we call melanin also. Dark matter, melanin, pretty comparable if you ask me. But that's just based
Man.
on my research.
Man. Hey, one thing I'll say is
That's a nice picture.
you did think about this. You did. You came with some thought first off, because y'all talk about theories and theorems.
Y'all argue in the
Yeah,
chat
yeah.
down below. Y'all
Y'all-
tell us which
y'all-
one's
y'all got
which one's
me-
supposed,
y'all
who
got
we're supposed
me
to go
with
with.
theories
Does
and
the Earth
theorems.
exist or does
Oh.
it not exist?
You know what I'm saying?
We on this motherfucker or
I
we
know
stuck here?
mixtapes and EPs, and they saying theories and theorems. But nah, definitely y'all done went Joe Rogan on me. You know what I'm saying? And I love it, like, because like you said, my boy, you definitely a thinker. You definitely, more than meets the eye, as I would say. You know what I'm saying? From my boy Deceptacon, I always like to steal his line. But nah, man, that's interesting, man. To have that perspective. Do you actually incorporate that in your music? You know, just to kind of bring it all around.
I mean, that's
Besides calling it GFM.
oh yeah, if you listen, I challenge anybody to listen to my music and just listen to it and just try not to find the clues and the pieces, because they definitely there. But I don't overdo it, because I know 90% of people, they don't have patience for that type of stuff. If they gotta go Google and look things up, that's not really gonna work.
Because I do believe people do. That's one thing about music is everybody got their message through their music. Like they get a chance to tell their story through their music, but it's a lot that you can tell besides your story, and there's a lot that's being either divulged or kind of just passed through the music. I believe that. Like I believe that there's we already influenced by the 808 frequency.
Right.
I didn't know it at first, but I get it once once they break it down to me, how the frequency makes you feel,
Right.
as opposed to other frequencies. And but yeah, man, it also makes a lot of money. It also gives our people a lot of influence, and it gives us a lot of space to move in this country. So it is what it is. It's just the industry that I'm in. But most definitely, I think that people are passing their message one way or another through their music. And I actually just try to gravitate to those that come with a more positive, or more witty, or more something that's just for me, not the ratchet era that we in right now, because definitely the ratchet era is passing that message, man. You know what I'm saying? They getting to it. And you got to survive, so you got to kind of come with it. You got to have balance. But yeah, I wouldn't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have been one of the ones that judged just because you're a rapper or an entertainer, as they say, that you are willing to challenge a man's theory, and I'm saying as far as in purpose. See what I'm saying? And that's cool as fuck. So that made me actually want to like, oh shit, I want to go listen to the music more so because I want to see what type of energy and what type of thoughts that you passing through your music because I know that you are deliberate. I can tell that you are, methodical and deliberate about your message. So that's what's up, brother. What we got? What we got? Favorite. I want to get into a couple of favorites, I guess. First off, what's your creative process though? Now that I'm talking about, kind of your message. What's your creative process like how you record?
So we got to start with, just the writing process because, like I can freestyle. I started out freestyling, but I found a special, niche for writing. You know what I mean? I like to write. So, I got to be feeling the beat. That's the first thing.
Okay, hold on. Wait. 1 second, man. Because see, usually it's the opposite. Everybody downs writing now.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of the first person that kind of just flipped it, and I wanted to showcase that just then.
Mm-hmm.
When you say writing, especially in this era of the equipment that we have to work with, your phone you could record on. Is it building, or like you said, or would you consider building writing?
Yeah, it's definitely building because you gotta, when you talk about writing, right? So now you talking about like syntax, you know what I'm saying? You gotta like know how and how to structure, because like music, when you writing rap specifically, is definitely got like measurements. That's why you got bars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So you gotta like really know how to structure your sentences. So it's definitely building, because when you come up with a thought, you got to. I go back and structure it if it need be, or even if it's just where to take a breath at, you still structuring it.
Yeah.
So it's still definitely building, right? And it's definitely building.
Even when you add in your ad libs, if you are deliberate as Rest in Peace Takeoff is, that you kind of or witty as Moneybag, like as far as like that those ad libs are written into the rap, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But again, a lot of folks kind of like it's this new era of folks not knowing how to count bars, bro. They don't know how to count bars.
Yeah, that's a sad thing. It went from 16 to 12. Yeah,
it went from 16 to 12 just like that, and sometimes they don't even realize that it has to be. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily has to be, but the evenness of how 16, of the 16
and 12.
And the 12, why you would do that? Like, because even if you was doing the 12, you probably would come at it, like on the third beat,
Right.
If maybe so, like in songwriting, or even the songwriting structure of how to like break it down. I actually, when I first got into music, I was very intrigued about the different song structures from Bruce Springsteen to Michael Jackson to even rap and Usher, like even like what the pre chorus is,
right? Song structure,
what
right,
the bridge,
right?
Like so, yeah, man. Let's get into it because again, folks do not know this at all. Like I know that they don't know this. So counting bars and to why we would even write or structure your song.
Right. So, okay. So basically, like the importance of it is so everything can come out even. You know what I mean? Like that's why, like 8, 12, 16, these are even numbers. They can be divided evenly. You know what I'm saying? Basically creating a balance. You know what I mean? But yeah, but it definitely got to start with the beat. Just for me, it's just talking about just straight up from 0 to a million, a trillion. Doing like creating a song. I gotta have the beat. But once I get the beat, I'd usually come up with the hook first. That's usually my first step, because there is significance of it, and that could change the whole vibe of the song. I might be thinking one thing, but once I find that hook, that's going to automatically hit another gear, because I'm going to know, okay, this is what I'm basing my entire, song around is this.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's definitely important. You know, and then I try to, after that, I just get all my thoughts out when I usually type it on my phone nowadays. You know what I mean? I used to write actually on pad paper, but you know, it's kind of weird now. So I just use my phone. But once I get all my thoughts out, I go back, and that's when I structure everything. That's when I go to counting like syllables. How many syllables am I rhyming? Or if I'm worried about that, is it a vibe breaker? Am I just harmonizing? Or like, what am I doing? Am I being direct? Am I telling a story? You know what I mean? Prose,
real thought into your shit.
prose. Am I dealing with well? Because I fell in love with words. You know what I mean? And the fact that words have meanings and histories and what language they was originally created in, and that type of stuff, which is etymology. You know what I'm saying? And I actually like when I found out that each letter has a numerical value, so that gave it even a more added layer onto it.
Yeah.
You know, and this is stuff that I just stumbled upon, you know, on my journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you definitely take it there because a lot of folks don't realize it's just that powerful as far as. But even just that, like you said, thinking about the syllables and how you break it down, you know, a lot of folks it's a little different, man. You ain't most folks, and I could tell why your partner came.
Knox, yeah, that's my brother right there, man. He's something else, man. Shout out to Knox Bomb, man.
I could tell why y'all make
level.
music together. Y'all make music together, because when he was saying the same thing or some similar things, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really thinking about.
Yeah.
Really thinking about rapping it. No saying this shit. No saying with these words. But yeah, man, the first 4 bars, man, is important, man. Just to come out, like to come out on what you talking about, and then being able to stay on point on what you're talking about.
Stay on subject. That's hard. You know what I mean? Like that's something that I always I'm harsh on myself on. I try to go back and I try to make it clear like it's possible. That's part of the editing process of going back and structuring everything and making sure that you're at least giving them a narrative that follow.
Which is the freestyle now. You know
well, which is, so that means there's no narrative, right?
Yeah,
basically. Some people can do it, but it's not, you know. Shout out to my brother Bebe, man, 819 Bebe. He freestyles, narrative, punchlines, and it's gonna make sense, and a story. He gonna do all. Yeah, he raw. He go.
Yeah.
That's a gift.
Yeah, he go. Yeah,
that's a gift.
So,
putting together something. Look, this is the reason why I stuck to DJing, man.
Right. Hey,
I can hold a tune, but
I'm gonna get you on the hook one of these days.
Man, people keep saying that, man. I be trying to avoid it.
I ain't people. I'm gonna get you one thing about it. You gonna get on the hook one of these days, boy.
He be right here, Eddie Murphy. Party all the time.
Yeah,
he
see,
be out here, Eddie Murphy.
Ooh, yeah.
I can have one of those. You feel me? I'm cool with one of those for the lifetime. I just, you know, there's something to spice up the club. I'll play my song one time. That'll be dope. But other than that, bro, nah. I leave it to y'all professionals. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I can't knock it. Hey. It'd be hard to hit them turntables too. You feel me?
The first time you get paid for a feature, you're now a professional. Because that's the definition of getting paid to do something.
So nowadays, you know, it's very important to create content that, you know, as well, and as even if it's making a video or making a social media post. What are your favorite types of content to make?
Well, you know, now. You know, it used to be basically like short form content, which just means like probably, but basically less than 10 minutes. You know, 9 minutes or less. Now, I'm more into long form content, which is like, you know, your podcasting. I listen to a lot of podcasts. You know, I go on YouTube and I listen to some of the Clubhouse conversations that be going on. Some of it be bullshit, some just shit to listen to. Sometimes it be some relevant shit. You know what I mean? Depending on who's on there. But that's, you know, and I love music and I'm always going to do music. But, you know, right now, you know, as far as like to intrigue my brain, it's got to be some real heavy, you know what I mean? That's going to really make, and, you know, intrigue me. Like I listen to, I I like Joe. I like Joe Budden podcast. He's cool. I can't do it all day, but I can listen to Joe Budden a little bit. You know what I mean? But there's a dude in particular. His name Rod Hayes on YouTube. He be going crazy, and it be totally in the way he talk. You'd be like, nah, he ain't really young, but he really be talking regular, but he be explaining it so a child can get it. And that's really the level of wisdom that I'm trying to get to, where I can explain something that's so elaborate, but it's so simple, the where like a child can like grasp it. Like that's really like that's a gift.
All right, well, let's get into one of your videos, because you definitely have a more movie. You definitely, like you said, long form, and your long form content almost be your music videos, because y'all kind of go above. Not even kind of. I ain't even gonna put even front. Y'all go above and beyond with y'all the quality, especially with y'all content. The video we watched earlier, you know, we took them on the boat ride, and you know, just a couple of videos that I've seen. I like the way y'all present y'all stuff, so I want to get into one of these videos. This one here is called "Dope." All right, and I actually like the song from the album.
Appreciate it.
But let's get into the video. Could you So Right Films? Is that directed by So Right Films right there? Could you break that video down a little bit? You know, tell us a little bit about the video.
So to be honest, like this video right here was just really just me pulling up and hanging out with my partner G Code. He had a little event in Deland, and he asked me to come out and perform. You know, G Code is one of the founders of the Deland music scene. Part of the COD coalition, COD City of Deland. That was like foundational. Shout out to Swaz and Superstick, you know what I mean, and JJ and all them. But so we just pulled up at his event, and then we just got it on film, and we like ended up shooting the video. Like it was pretty organic. Like it was just hanging out. My dad was in the video. Like it was just really looks like some cool shit. You know what I mean? We just was just hanging out when I just did this video. Like just to be honest, it just some shit that just happened.
That's what's up. Well, this is a Word on the Beat segment. Finna get into this song. It's called "Dope," produced by White the Plug, and shot by So Right Films. You dig?
I'm like, damn. Where do you get this exclusive from?
Trilly pile up the green, even on the weekend. I done seen so much green that I turn to vegan. When I get it from Cali, no misdemeanor. When I'm flipping the patties to flip Christina. Dreaming, dope, I see it. Scope, blue hundreds, low, demon, go. Trilly pile up the green, even on the weekend. And I see so much green that I turn to vegan. When I get it from Cali, no misdemeanor. When I'm flipping the patties to flip Christina. I'm dreaming, dope, I see it. Scope, blue hundreds, low, demon, go. Trilly pile up the green, even on the weekend. I done seen so much green that I turned to vegan. When I get it from Cali, no misdemeanor. When I'm flipping the patties to flip Christina. I'm
Always
dreaming,
flooding the street
dope,
from hood to
I see it. Scope, blue hundreds, low, demon, go. Straight out of D, cause I dominated, cause I know I'm a G, cause my mama made it, and I know she a G, cause my grandma made it, and I know I'm a C, cause I'm carbonated, all the melanin key, cause it's automated, yeah, I picked up the key, cause Obama made it, if it's left up to me, then I'm out of Vegas, cause I've been worth a $1 billion, baby, I done signed with the Billy like Sound of Vegas, so they looking greasy like McDonald's made it, but it's BET, cause we nominated, gotta eat with the family, you not gonna make it, most of these niggas, they poppin' naked, then the tip, but you drop like they hibernated, he make it pop like designer made it, copy, Trill, the future, home run like Poppy, microwave, heat up your noodle, caught up Chico, you gon' need you a tutor, call the shooter, he gon' need him a Uber, microwave, we gon' heat up your noodle, call up Chico, he gon' need you a tutor, call up shooter, he gon' need him a Uber, Trilly pile up the green, even on the weekend, and I see so much green that I turn to vegan, when I get it from Cali, no misdemeanor, when I'm flipping the patties to flip Christina, I'm dreaming, dope, I see it, scope, blue hundreds, low, demon, go. Trilly pile up the green, even on the weekend. I done seen so much green that I turned to vegan. When I get it from Cali, no misdemeanor. When I'm flipping the patties to flip Christina, I'm dreaming. Dope, I see it. Scope, blue hundreds, low, demon, go. Your dog is is a mini-me. He a poodle brand that pop the infinity. Hopping the Uber to hide my identity. Rider was super to me. That's your taco to put a salute. This is the empire mover, the loser. Just look at them babies, they really here choosing. Thinking you winning is really an illusion. Like Boosie and Webby, I'm really here zooming. No, I just stutter. My first name ain't Ruben. American Idol, I make it a movie. American pimpin', I make her a groupie. And maybe it's different. Them betas, they lose. Ain't waiting, I'm dipping. Them niggas ain't moving. They Scotty ain't pippin'. That last chance the movie, but Trilly, I'm rolling. Them niggas don't know what I know and they bogus. Pay for the drippin', nigga.
It was going crazy.
Putting you talking ass niggas on notice. That put it on game when they losing. They focus. I punish opponents with 5 fouls on the 4 for the bonus. So shooting the free throws and striping, we own it. Push the opponent. 5 fouls on the 4 for the bonus. So shooting the free throws and striping, you own it. We own it. Trilly pile up the green even on the weekend. And I see so much green that I turn to vegan. When I get it from Cali, no misdemeanor. When I flip in the patties to flip Christina. I'm dreaming. Dope. I see it. Scope. Blue hundreds. Low. Demon. Go. Trilly pile up the green even on the weekend. And I see so much green that I turn to vegan. When I get it from Cali, no misdemeanor. When I'm flipping the patties to flip Christina. I'm dreaming. Dope. I see it. Scope. Blue hundreds. Low.
The real DJ Star.
Yes, sir, man. That's the word on the beat. Segment with Trill Will. That one there is called Dope, man. Go stream that. It's available on all platforms, especially YouTube. You can go watch that video. But yeah, man, that's hot, man. He said they were just chilling in some warehouses with some nice cars and some jewelry on, just some humbug. You know what I'm saying? Regular day in the Deland.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Deland, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so definitely not to say that I'm surprised, but I'm impressed as far as and intrigued as far as again down from me just assuming what GFM stood for to you know your sound your song structure and your influences the Michael Jackson, man. You've seen a lot, man, and been around a lot. You have any tour stories or your favorite performance story about your favorite performance?
Oh man. Okay, so my favorite performance, that probably got to be the first big performance I did when I came home from prison in 2017. We was in the Moon in Tallahassee. Boosie and Webby, 3,000 people, packed, slam packed. You know, that shit, you know, that's what I dreamed of, you know, when I was locked up them 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Which it ain't even long, that ain't even no time, but it was enough for me.
What year was that?
2017. What do you mean, when I went in or when I came out?
When the concert.
2017.
2017.
Yeah, I got out in March 28, 2017, and then by the by the October, I was performing in front of 3,000 people.
I left Tallahassee in what 2013.
Yeah.
I just missed that.
Shout out to Derek. Shout out to Webby. That's bro. You know what I mean? So
that's hard, bro.
yeah.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, you heard what he said? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Did 5, got out, and got it popping.
But let's see, I don't want to make it sound better than it was because I was on tour already with them guys before I went in. But you know, 5 years is 5 years. You know what I mean?
That's real.
Still gotta come back. You know what I mean? Shake back.
Yeah, man. Tallahassee, man. We know
Shout
about
out to
the
Crystal.
moon, man. We know about the moon, man. That's one of my hangouts.
I'm trying to tell you, Tallahassee different, boy.
Yeah, man. We spent a lot of years there, bro. That's a long time.
Shout out to Tally-Ho.
It was definitely one of them hubs too that you got to kind of go through, like to kind of get your music going. As far as in Florida, that definitely spread your music real quick because those folks are
College
coming
towns
from all over the time, all over.
FAMU.
And you get popping in Tallahassee,
Florida
you know,
State.
you get Poppington.
Shout out TCU too.
Doing the FSU, you know, speaking of something that you just said before, because I said FSU and I don't even want to get.
Oh yeah.
Into that, you know, especially the fact that I'm a UF fan, so you already know, you know.
I'm a Florida State fan.
You a Florida State fan too?
But congratulations to them boys, man. They highly ranked right now, man. Them boys doing their thing.
Florida State.
I'm a UF fan by far. I ain't gonna lie though.
UF wasn't even popping when I started watching football, boy. Charlie Ward, brother.
Hey,
what?
Look, y'all have a great pedigree.
What?
Y'all have a great pedigree.
Peter
bro.
Warwick? What?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you why.
Gators what? Nigga?
This gonna be kind of messed up, right? So, legacy wise, my mother graduated from UF. My father went to UF, played football for UF.
Oh,
so I was already. I was a UF baby. You feel me? I had Gator gear on when I was, a baby. You feel me? So I couldn't help that, right? But
blue blood.
I tried to like Florida State, like for real, like them as just a college team. Like I could never buy a jersey, bro. It's just the color scheme for me. I didn't fuck with it.
I'm gonna tell you
that was the whole.
Hold on. And you know what's crazy?
It's stupid, but that was it.
I grew up in Deland around nothing but Crips and G's, right? So Florida State. I didn't wear no Florida State gear. I couldn't wear no Florida State gear. But when the game came on, nigga, you know.
I got you.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's lit.
But the thing is, my dad, he couldn't stand it because he was a Miami Hurricane fan.
Yeah. He like him.
Oh my God. Yeah. But you know what though? As long as Miami wasn't playing Florida State, I would root for Miami because my dad liked Miami. You know, so that was always. You know.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's all Florida anyway.
I'm rooting for Colorado this year. I ain't gonna lie. I'm bandwagoning this year. I'm rooting for Colorado. I want Colorado to win it all,
Deion done
boy.
turned Colorado into Louisiana. Like they say he's sleeping in his office and just like really like thugging. He really out there thugging. Like
he on a mission.
He on a motherfucking
This is
mission.
he taking coaching like he took his career.
He's really like he's finna transformalize what it means to be a head coach. I think.
Yeah.
He's just so dynamic, man, and he is another Florida State alumni, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe the greatest wide receiver of all time besides Jerry White. Besides Jerry White,
he's not a Florida State alumni. He a Florida State player. He's a.
He didn't graduate.
He graduated from the HBCU.
Oh,
graduated from the HBCU.
Okay.
That was the.
All right. I agree.
That was the little tidbit the other day that he pointed out.
You got
because they was messing with him about Talladega College.
Yeah.
But they also because he just hired Warren Sapp on the squad for coaching.
Oh, that's big.
No.
Hey, hold on. Little tidbit.
That's dirty.
Little tidbit.
He wrong. He's so wrong.
On my dad, shout out to my whole dad side of the family. Warren Sapp is actually my cousin.
That's hard.
Yeah. Shout out to Warren Sapp.
Yeah, man. We got some of them players too, man. So your pops was like in the right team, man.
Oh,
I'm saying
yeah.
rest in peace, Sean Taylor, Ray Lewis. Yeah, man. Edge. What I'm saying? What's happening? Yeah, Edge a cool dude too, real good dude, man. Shout out Ed Reed. Yeah.
Oh, man, Ed Reed was cold, bro.
Why you think it took this long for a coach? Look, we've had Madden for quite some time now, right?
Yeah.
This nigga's just playing Madden right now. He put his kids in the game.
Yeah,
Look, he the head coach. He put his kids in the game.
Playing.
He recruited the top recruiter. For what?
All right, so we here now. We
That's
talking
crazy.
about like
He's playing Madden in real life now.
Real life Madden player.
Football. To me, I just was watching it since the season got back. For a while, I kind of felt all the football when the cabinet situation made me look at it a different way.
Yeah, definitely.
It was, but now I understand. Like, it's like it was a way of life, especially being from Florida. It's like a thing, right? Especially college football. I've been looking at this my whole life, but I see the program in it now, and I enjoy the program, no doubt. But I'm like, damn, from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they got Monday.
Yeah,
they got a program on the week now of football.
Every day.
In the household, especially mostly in most households, in the family structure, whether they're playing it, watching it, cheerleading, and beyond, it's like it's a hell of a game. It's a hell of a game that they're playing.
Yeah.
As far as when we talk of methods of control, and again, I love, like, it's just like you said, playing Madden. And I was talking about Madden the other day as far as how I kind of was the Madden man, but I kind of fell out of Madden based off of just the the time of it. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy it,
Yeah.
but just the
But
time.
what are you getting in exchange for your effort and time and your energy?
Right.
Right.
In the Madden game. But again, looking at the control even Madden has, again, that outside of football, but just the control that Madden has over the culture, you know, I kind of just take a step back sometimes and just look at that shit and just be like, damn, that shit diabolical, boy. That's
For
like,
real.
because again, every year they done released the Madden. 20 years, it's been the same game down there 10 years in a row. Like, and games are not even made anymore as far as, so you don't even really need the physical copy, but the price still is
The same or
the
higher.
same or higher.
Yeah.
So
Man, did
it's
you see-
literally just it's a game that they playing, and all you really have to do is just book and be like, because there are other choices, there are other.
But they ain't the same.
You can actually hack the game now
Yeah, that's
and
true,
change the
Everything,
rosters,
everything.
you
Yeah.
wanted to. Like you can get
Yeah.
someone to hack the game
Completely
and,
customizable.
and customize it right now. But again,
I don't
because of
advise
the
that you do that though.
convenience and control. Yeah,
Disclaimer.
but that's just the possibilities now. And I look at it like as a method of control, but almost like as a game within the game, or again, like in football, is a game on top of games, and it's just different levels. It's different levels of them playing it. You know what I'm saying? The owner is playing a game, the coach is playing a game, and the players are out there playing the game.
Yeah.
And then now we're playing games as far as
You
betting.
play sports?
I did in high school, but
What'd you
know,
play?
Football.
Okay.
Yeah,
What position?
Defensive end.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. I
But
can see that.
Dion
He was
definitely is
killing them
playing.
boys.
He got the right type of leverage by having his son, in position, and we, of course, talented. He got two sons on the team, but of course, you can go kind of where you want to go. He's playing Pop Warner games at the college level, and moving like he want to move. But that's when you have leverage and when you build yourself up to that point, you can move like that.
Man, that is Deion Sanders.
A beautiful thing, though, man.
Can't tell that brother nothing.
Congratulations to him.
Go
too,
Colorado, man.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see where this goes. Y'all think he gonna go pro? Y'all think he'll ever coach in the NFL?
Oh, I think he will. I think he will.
I think he just to do it though. I don't know if he gonna want to do it full time though. I think he like college, bro.
Yeah, I think he found his niche
Yeah,
as far as with the kids.
the only thing I would
I ain't
say
just mean kids either.
if he go to the NFL or whatever, it'll be because his kids went.
Deion will be the first coach to coach in college and in high school and in NFL the same year. That nigga, watch. That nigga, he is a problem. He gonna be. I'm telling you, watch.
Will they let him do
Nah,
that?
you ain't gonna implement a
I don't
college
know.
coach in the middle of the year.
I don't know, but
Oh, they might.
I don't know,
They
but
might.
I don't know, but he gonna
Unless
do
somebody
something.
just passed
This
away or
man,
something.
I
They
know,
might, though.
but this man did a lot. He does a lot of stuff nobody else ain't did. He was playing football, basketball, well, not basketball, but baseball.
Baseball and
You know what I'm
football.
saying? Track. Nigga, stop playing, nigga. That's how his mind work. He want to do a lot of shit. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
man.
Shout out to Deion.
Shout out Deion
I
Sanders,
hope
man. I
it work
definitely
out.
had that,
He
man.
got the media watching. Everybody's watching him right now. For sure.
Being a father in entertainment, man. Are you a father?
Yeah, I got it.
Being a father in
6
entertainment,
kids.
man. How you balance that, and what does it mean to you? As far as as far as Deion, y'all. I don't feel like he gonna leave. I feel like this was the level that he planned to get his kids at, and then it's like I can control now that my son is in first round pick now, and he's did his job for the next 2 sons in that. So fatherhood, man. What is it? How do you balance that in entertainment?
So first of all, like I said, God first, family second. That's important. So there's nothing more important to me other than God and that God frequency, that energy of what it is to be God. You know what I'm saying? Like that is an important thing. But So I can't emphasize that enough. To be honest, you really can't balance it. But I do a hell of a job trying. You know what I mean? Because it's very difficult, especially being in a different state. You know what I mean? Most of the time. But I do go, like I said, I try to make it at least once a month. I try to make my way back to, to see everybody and try to catch up and see my kids. And
It's definitely different. We are blessed to have all this technology and all, because I in the 80s, what I'm saying, I don't know how they did it back in the days or whatever, but I guess at the same time, no, I ain't gonna talk about, because my pops had a lot of kids, so.
My dad didn't have a lot of kids, but he had a lot of, he had a lot of shit going on. He had a lot of business. He wasn't playing.
But yeah, man, it's definitely, I like that answer. There's really no real balance, no way you could just have the plan, but it's just being able to adapt and be there, and it's just important now, and I think that we changing the narrative. We're part of a generation that have to fight that narrative as far as black men being in our kids' lives and just being fathers.
Oh, yeah.
But when you look at Dion, when you look at Denzel, Denzel's son is in a new movie about to come out called The Creator. You see fathers in entertainment, like basically you see nepotism, you see like black folks passing things down. You know what I'm saying? You see, look at LeBron and his kids, you like,
Right.
all right, that's kind of the purpose. That's the ultimate goal. That's what I feel like what all that religion and all that theory and all that stuff, like you said, kind of may differ. That one purpose, everyone hasn't, can relate on every spectrum of the kingdom. From humans to animals alike. Just making sure that your offspring, is prepared and safe to at least live life to while you around, man. That's the purpose.
Yeah, it falls right in line with the natural laws. You know what I'm saying? Laws preservation. You know what I mean? It falls right in line with that. That's why that's why I said I can't emphasize enough the family, aspect of it. That's where, when you get into religions and you get into your holy trinities and things of that sort, that's really what it's dealing on. It's really dealing on the father, the mother, and the child, the sun, the moon, the stars. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, man. So you definitely take it deep. Every question, pause, and I appreciate that. But I want to know about this podcast that you got going on.
Oh,
man,
yeah,
because you know what I'm saying, like it sounds like it would be very interesting. So what's the other entertainment that you got going on outside of music, my brother? Let's talk about it.
So I do podcasting every Wednesday, 3:30 p.m. We got the Trillion Show, which is tomorrow, whatever. So. I just deal on music, but the people in and around it, not just the people who are doing the music, people behind the scenes, producers, DJs. We do have artists that come through, and I just talk to everybody on the level that they're ready to communicate on. You know what I mean? Because everybody's not there, so you know what I mean. But I know I can sense when I can take it up a notch or two, or when I can just rock out, you know what I mean? Sometimes we just play music videos, you know what I mean? But a lot of times we do get into and we deal with a lot of mental health too, because I believe, me personally, I believe that mental health is the gateway to true spirituality, because I think that's something that gets neglected and they get separated from spirituality. But I believe that is the gateway, when you really have to look in the mirror and challenge yourself. That's why I said Mike was the GOAT, because he said man in the mirror. And that really is the key thing, because there is no greater study than knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? And that is the only thing that if you learn, you'll learn everything else. Because as above, so below, and as within, so without. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, man. So and again, on the Trillion Show, you could like it might be music, but I'm sure y'all be ready to take it.
Oh yeah, I'm always ready to turn it up.
Take it above the surface, man. Or as my brother would say, under the scope, man. You know what I'm saying? Holla at me, my brother Spence. He was saying under the scope. But anyway, yeah, man, podcasting. And what else? Anything like you in the movies?
I ain't quite got to that part yet, but shout out to making it big Atlanta. I have had some conversations about doing that. But other than that, man, I did do a reality TV a couple times. Shout out to Young Jock. I did some work with him. He had a show he was working on, Young Jock, Money Drop. It never got released, unfortunately, but we did film it, and that was an experience. And then I did Artist Tour Life, ATL Artist Tour Life. Me and celebrity DJ YG, you know what I'm saying? It's it was interesting. It was an experience. I put my own money up, me and him and a couple of, other people, individuals to do it, and man, we seen it from the beginning, the inception, to all the way to the creation and the fruition. You know what I mean? So like it was a real dope experience. So I'm willing to do it.
Yeah, you definitely have a reel. As far as you have the portfolio for it, but you definitely you got a good look, man. As far as the movies goes, like I could see you damn near doing either side, but definitely the bad. Like I don't know what I don't want to put the bad guy on you, but I would cast you as a dynamic villain though.
Okay,
That should be dope.
I always been more the anti-hero kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? The guy that you like, he's not the hero, but if it's the right thing to do, he gonna do it. You know what I mean? But he's not the hero though. It's like, don't get it confused.
Kind of like Bad Boys a little bit, but not Bad Boys. You know what I'm saying? Tight. That's hard.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I feel like DMX was kind of like an anti-hero.
He was. He really was. All the movies he played, he really was an
Spawn.
anti-hero. Spawn, that's big. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or Blade.
Blade. I was just, that's the natural progression right there. Blade.
Yeah.
He's definitely the anti-hero.
Anti-hero, yeah.
I feel like, man, we all speaking on that. I have a term, just we are all villains, man. That's just my belief, man.
It's to somebody. To somebody,
man. That's one of my
somebody.
mottos, one of my sayings.
No, I believe that though.
We are all villains, and it's all perspective,
Exactly.
Exactly. It's all perspective, but shout out to my boy Thanos. You know what I'm saying? shit, they did my boy wrong.
He had the right
you know
idea, for the record. He had the right idea. I just don't know about the execution.
Cut off my
that's
boy
a-
The
head.
execution, we part ways on that.
Cut off
I
my
can
boy
agree to
head,
disagree.
man. But yeah, man. A few more questions before we get up out of here, man. On the faves, being from Florida, I want to just get your top 5 faves out of Florida, and then like one other favorite question. But yeah, man, not the kind of matter of fact, it could be anybody, but let's do Florida and anybody as far as just the shout outs on top 5s artists that you kind of know what I'm saying that you came up on, that you rock with, or you just respect.
Oh man.
Auto from the back. You said MJ, so I know that's on the list.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't count MJ because that's the overall.
We ain't even putting that.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's not fair to nobody. There's never been another artist better than MJ, and that never probably will be. But anyway, so
let's do Florida first.
Florida, okay, I got you. So Florida top 5, all time.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I really was
Your
saying
favorites.
our genre, but yeah,
okay,
I
That's what I'm
want to
saying.
kind of keep it.
But hip hop all time Florida.
No, I mean, yeah, just your favorites. Not necessarily.
I
what I'm
mean,
saying
okay,
all
so
time, but
okay. JT Money, yeah, he definitely on there. I'm not gonna put it in no.
yeah, ain't no order.
Yeah, JT Money. Definitely Trick Daddy. That's a big, huge. When that food based on a true story with the food stamp on the front came out, that was different for me. So I'm probably gonna say.
At your whole, can't help it.
I definitely got to say Uncle Luke, man. Again, the Miami bass, Florida bass era, like you just can't You can't ignore that vibe because that just create. We still use it.
Yeah.
We still use that same similar.
Just the formula.
Yeah, the formula changed.
There is no
bit.
Sexy Red. Again, there is none of this shit without Uncle Luke for one.
So,
but yeah, definitely that's an influence. That's a immediate influence. And it's still relevance
today. Yeah, they always remaking his songs. Like they always what Prince Montana and Drake them just did that. Don't stop, get it. Like so, I don't know, but the point is that so. I got a couple more, probably 69 boys, because of the era that they was in, that was kind of crazy. They waved it there.
Still out there doing it, man. Shout out Thrill the player, man.
I was gonna say shout out to Thrill.
I'm saying shout out Thrill. He got a album coming out this week called Duval.
And he hard. He can rap. He telling niggas can rap. That nigga rap.
Yeah.
And he can rap. Nigga
and write a song. I'm saying definitely he's one of the best songwriters, in the South as far as in the genre.
Definitely hard.
But yeah. One more.
Okay, so
you said 69 boys.
I did because I wanted to give. I got to give us a new school one now. I got to say Kodak.
Okay.
Because Kodak is definitely right now Florida's heavyweight. I probably should have do honorable mention. Probably Rick Ross is an honorable mention.
Okay.
Just because he's still in there somewhere, but we got some questionable things. But
Well, I mean, I was gonna say the same thing about Kodak.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody got questionable stuff right now.
Yeah,
so
I guess. Yeah.
My theory is everybody got dirt. You know what I'm saying? So like at the end of the day, you can act like whatever, but you got something. So
yeah, let the music be the music, though.
Let the music that's the thing, separating the message from the messenger. That's something that people got. I mean, I won't say what people got to do. I had to learn to separate. That's like separating the author from the book. The author might have been whatever. King James was probably a homosexual. Who knows, right? But that doesn't matter because what he put out was something that we're using and have been used to try and test men and they understanding and where they at, since the beginning of time. So we're not gonna judge the book itself based on King James, even though his name's on, whatever. So now I'm just being honest. Yeah. So learning how to separate, the art from the artist is a big thing. And I think as an artist, Kodak is just unstoppable force, bro. He keep coming up with shit and he tapping into that Haitian voodoo culture. You know what I'm saying? You can hear it in his music. You know what I mean? And he's familiar with some of my Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters and their principles as well. So it's like he kind of blend everything. It's just like Florida, melting pot. He put everything together. Got the gumbo. He remind me of Wayne in a way. Just his when like that Carter 2 Wayne that just go in there and just go crazy. Yeah. Like fuck what the motherfucker talking about. Just go crazy. He do that every track. I don't hear too many whack Kodak tracks. You ever heard of whack Kodak? Have you ever heard of whack Kodak track?
He had to grow on me a little bit.
His song that was whack.
I don't know. He had to grow on me. But
I'm trying to think of one. I can't. I
ain't gonna say
every
that.
artist got one, dog. Every artist got at least one.
He might.
The last album, it was a couple of songs.
But it's the fact that you got to think that hard. That's a testament.
I just don't know the music to call it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you don't listen to Kodak?
Subjective.
Kodak is fine.
But the last album, I didn't. There was some skips on the singing album that he just had. He had an album where he was kind of doing a lot of singing on it.
Okay.
I ain't really want to rocking him with a lot of that stuff.
I ain't hear that.
But I ain't here to call. You know what I'm saying, Kodak Black as a whack rapper. But it is every other day, man. You just never know with these guys, man. But I do, like you said, I do rock with what you're saying as far as separating the art. Now I'm learning that. I'm learning that as well.
I mean, come on, bro. He got released by Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's pretty major.
I mean, major. Bro, like what else do you need to say as an artist? Like as a Haitian artist.
Yeah.
What else do you need to say?
Yeah.
Shout out to all my folks.
He need to give a shout out to his ancestors because they working heavy on his side.
For sure.
For him to be able to do that, looks like some real,
All right.
Giant
So any artist, you know what I'm saying? Let's do just 5 any artist.
Any genre.
You want to do any genre?
I mean, yeah, we just did the artist.
No, I did Florida. I did Florida.
Just
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah,
You did just
because
Florida.
we're
Okay.
doing hip hop overall. I got a whole other
It's
list.
50. You know, it's 50 years hip hop. Man.
Yeah,
Still,
yeah.
man,
Okay,
you know.
okay,
So I'm gonna get the big guys out of the way. Jay-Z,
okay.
Drake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get them guys out of the way. I gotta throw Jadakiss
Wayne.
in there. Top 5 dead or alive. This is where it gets crazy, man. This is where it gets crazy right here. I gotta say Rakim because Rakim is the God MC. He could arguably be one. You could make a case because he's been rapping so long, so well, and he had a formula of rap before anybody else was rapping like that. I remember what rap sounded like before Rakim really got into his element and got into his bag. It was so choppy. He came in with the smooth spitting game, spitting knowledge and all that. It was a whole nother vibe when he came. And then probably Nas. I'm gonna let Nas get in because Nas is Nas, and he can arguably be number one. Any of them guys can arguably be number one.
Yeah.
Any one of them guys.
And honorable mention, I throw Wayne on.
You gotta, and I hate. That's why I don't like having them conversations because you gonna miss somebody every time. And Wayne definitely deserves to be number one. Also, like some people will tell you he isn't the number one. I might believe that, except for the fact that Drake is alive. Drake solidifies the fact that I think he's probably the best artist to this date outside of Michael Jackson because he's just so diverse. He literally has no boundaries. He can literally get on the track and say anything and make your girl come. And then he better not meet your girl in person because she gone. She gone.
Yeah.
He came up on the Lil
Nobody
Wayne.
don't want to talk about it like that,
Listen,
bro.
Lil
Nobody want to
Wayne,
hear it like that.
It's true
Lil
though, right?
Wayne,
It's fucked up.
He came in a time where Lil Wayne needed him. He went and got locked up for a year. Not only did he hold it down, Lil Wayne couldn't even get it back because he had it so good. Like we got to talk about that. Like yes, you can bring up that maybe he didn't write a song or two. Okay, maybe so what? But we could the overall body of work though, bro. Come on, we gonna stop.
Okay,
We gotta stop.
Entertainment.
Shout out to
he got
Quentin
it.
Miller, by the way.
Entertainment, in my opinion, he got it. But just rap, I don't know, man.
Man, are you
I don't
serious?
know, man.
Are you
I don't
serious?
know, man.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that song that he did with Jay-Z, Pound Cake? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
This is
Okay.
It was
It's
Jay for
hard.
me.
Listen,
It
but
was
barely,
always-
but barely. He got off, but barely though, but barely.
Yeah. I mean,
He got off.
Yeah,
He had to make Drake had to do it. Listen, this is what Jay-Z did. He sent him the song and then as a feature, and then Jay-Z rapped the entire beat.
That's how Jay-Z gonna do.
Bro,
Oh yeah.
that's fucked up. This man had to come out
Jay-Z
with a
gonna save
whole
him,
nother. He had to do a whole nother song to add it on to that.
Because you can't really cut Jay-Z lines.
And
on the
you're not going.
But
Listen,
that's why they been
who
doing
is going to leave off a part of Jay-Z verse? I want to know who
Right.
they are. Show me who they are right now. I dare you. I dare him. I dare him. A Jay-Z verse?
Damn, man. All right, so yeah, man. It's hard to name them 5, and again, it's been 50 years, so we can name, you know what I'm saying, a whole lot more.
Shout out
The
to
influence-
Scarface. Scarface is an immaculate artist. You know what I'm saying? From out of Houston. Trick Daddy, he honorable mention all day. You know what I mean? We can do.
Man,
It's
look,
a lot. It's a
I
lot.
got to throw an oddball in there just because, like, for whatever reason, it was some of the best work I ever heard in my life. Lupe Fiasco, bro. Buddy, as a poet,
Okay.
man, his storytelling shit is
I give him.
top
I
tier.
give him top 20 maybe.
top 20. Yeah, I agree
I
with
don't-
that.
I don't wanna-
It's
I
a
don't
lot of
wanna
niggas
get-
before
It's an
him.
acquired
I get
taste.
that.
Yeah, I like Lupe though.
In
I
my
like
top
Lupe.
100, for sure.
But it really was just that one album for me. Like
Which one? Which one was it for you for him?
It was
With
the
Superstar on it. I don't know the name of it. No,
You got Food and Liquor. I think that was the first
think
one.
that
Well,
was
first
the-
F&F first and
But-
15th, then Food and Liquor. Then it was Food and Liquor
I
2.
think it might have been Food
Food
and
and
Liquor.
Liquor. It was Food and Liquor.
I think
Yeah.
that was the one that I was like, okay, this is solid, super solid, like all through and through. He still does stuff, but To me, that was his prize project right
Yeah,
there.
but I
Because
like
him
that.
and Kanye both did the same type of thing, like to where their first 3 albums at least were kind of was still part of the same storyline type,
Right,
type
which is
shit.
dope.
That's what I liked about them as artists. It was like, okay, they carried themes over for at least their first
you
2,
just,
3
you
albums.
just said Kanye. We done talked about all them names.
But
yeah, man.
but Kanye. But see, I'm gonna tell you why Kanye. I view Kanye as more of a producer than I do artist.
I mean,
just-
it makes it
that's
easier
just
for him
'cause-
to qualify to not qualify. It makes it easier for him to be categorized that
It
way.
was
Yeah.
like that until the documentary. Until the documentary
mean-
came out, I was like, oh, okay.
You know what? Kanye is that producer that always wanted to be an artist, and he wrote, but he just didn't tell nobody. He tried to show people, and then nobody didn't want to hear it, and then they kept shooting him down. To Jay was probably like, fuck it, all right, come on, we're gonna give you another run. We're gonna give you a real run.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you the thing about Kanye. Kanye is definitely a trendsetter. When you talk about entertainers, he's got to be in the top 5 entertainers. I'm talking about. Well, I'm talking about rap. We're talking
It's
about
about
rapping.
everything.
Yeah.
Fashion, you gotta.
Yeah,
he got his hands in
we're
all
talking
of it.
about rapping, but
And
you
you
talking
know-
about entertainer. Now you
Yeah.
got to talk about Kanye.
See, that's where I had Drake at.
Yeah.
Drake is in that
Nah,
entertainer
Drake can rap,
up
brother. No, bro.
there status.
Kanye can't rap like Drake can rap. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Drake can rap. I can play you a song right now, make you change your motherfucking mind.
Well, hey man,
Drake is
I'm
that guy.
impressed, man. I'm impressed, and I heard you on dope. That's what gravitated me when I was listening to I think it's GFM 2, but definitely I'm more again impressed to hear what you got coming out, and to see just your work that you have put out and that you coming with, man. So yeah, because you're a little different too now. You know what I'm saying? As far as the what they would say the Florida rapper's supposed to sound like.
Yeah, I always had that problem.
You don't really sound like what the Florida rapper.
Yeah, I
You know
always
what I'm
had.
saying? And
This is the next
I would
project
kinda-
right there. Chief of all chiefs. That's the next.
oh
that's
yeah,
gonna be probably-
that drop it.
Probably in October,
Let
more
me see.
than likely.
I can air drop this.
Oh no, that's a
Oh, yeah,
22
yeah,
Ultra.
yeah.
Hold on, I got a air.
Oh, I forgot. They ain't, but yeah. So that's what's coming up. That's what's coming up.
Yeah. Oh, did I don't know if I showed you.
Tell. Are we not announcing it?
Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah. No. My next project gonna be Chief of all chiefs. Yeah. So
That's
Chief
hard.
of all
Chief of all
chiefs.
chiefs. Yeah.
Is what's the
Text that to me, I'll put it
classification? Are you
Okay, so
saying about your music? Is it a EP? 10 tracks? Singles?
nah. This. I mean, you talking about this project?
Like what I'm actually
Normally.
I'm getting to the
Structure.
from one saying what are you calling the besides calling the project, because everybody call it differently.
Right.
And then I was gonna ask you between the difference between singles and the project, like
Okay. So all right. So definitely, this is gonna be an actual album, but I do like to keep my albums relatively short. And I think the difference is an EP can be simply a collection of songs. An album has like a common theme that strings the songs together, or a storyline or narrative.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is gonna be me leaning more toward the album side. You know what I'm saying? So the difference between a single is like I said, just a random song. And it can be tied into a narrative, but most of the time singles are just like your club records that just you go crazy, high energy songs. Usually you think of as singles.
Not much cerebral
Yeah, because
process.
that's the problem I had with like even Dope. Like I love that song Dope, but that was the first song that I came up with off GFM 2. Well, that was the second song I lied because the first one was Fast. But after Fast was more of your turn up. But I didn't Fast was never planned to be the first single. People made me like shoot a video and put that out. Like they kept bugging me about it. Like literally. So that's how fast I ended up getting out. Because I probably would have picked another song, but everybody just kind of like came together. It was like, no, that's the one we want you to shoot the video for. Like, okay, all right. When everybody act like that, I just go ahead and shoot it. You can get it done.
Right.
So we went to Jackson, Mississippi. Shout out R.I.P. my partner Cornbread. You know what I'm saying? He passed away, so we went to his mom's house and chopped it up with her, and you know what I'm saying, and shot the video in his part of the video in his home. You know what I'm saying? And he was one of the big homies for Trill ENT and Savage Life, Badass Savage Life ENT. You know what I mean? He's tied in with everybody on that side of the coalition. You know, because we all tied in, man. That's why I be trying to tell people, man, the music industry is really very, very small. If you cross too many people, you gonna be on a long list.
Yeah, that's real.
You know what I'm saying? Man, you gonna be towards the top. Trust me.
Yeah, you don't want to be on that list either.
Mm-mm.
But so you saying that to say you are coming with more of a project because you have a statement more so, and you have more of a message than just a fast, dope ass song.
Right. So like I said, like, yeah, exactly. A single is just basically a dope, fast song. But I think that I would love to see. I always wanted people to view my whole body of work because it just allows me to be able to really just get in depth with whatever it is that I'm getting into. But unfortunately, the attention span of most people is very, very, very low, like 7 seconds to 30 seconds at the most, like where they have to hear something else or they have to be doing something else. You know, so it's really hard for me. I try to balance. I try to balance the difference between giving people what they want versus what I want. You know what I mean? Because, again, I have to remind myself this is therapy. Like some songs, like this song right here, Fast, that we're talking about, like that song, it was literally put together. I had a verse on the song and a hook, and I sent it to my big homie. Shout out to AR. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie Grisham, you know what I'm saying? And Famous Fortune Management. But I sent this to him, and then he was like, yo, I got my two young boys out of Chicago. They 18 and 19, 20, you know what I'm saying? He's like, man, let me send it to them. And he sent it to them, and then next thing you know, they I was like, wow, these kids went crazy. I wanted to redo my verse, but I was like, man, I already got it on there. He liked my verse, you know what I mean? So I just left it on there, but them kids went crazy, man, and we had a good time shooting the video, man. It's just dope. But like I said, that's just something that just the people just decided unanimously, okay, this is what we want to hear right now. You know what I mean? So that's a single. You know what I mean?
The chiefs of the chief of chiefs.
Chief of all chiefs.
Chief of all chiefs.
Chief of all chiefs. Yeah.
Is going is a statement piece sound like.
Yeah, but what it is going to be the gathering of my tribe. You know what I mean? I'm going to use this and it's going to allow me to know who my real tribe is, who my soul quote unquote tribe is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like that's what I'm going to use this for. Yeah.
Okay. All right. When can we expect it?
Like I said, October, probably toward the end of October. You know what I mean? Middle to the end of October.
Okay, fourth quarter coming up, man. Get that music push. Yeah, man. And long as I guess you ain't going against the boy, you good.
Right, that part.
But nah, that was a For My Dogs reference in case y'all ain't catch that. But nah, anyway. Yeah, man, I appreciate it for coming through, man. Sound like, again, the podcasting is kind of your thing, too. Y'all go check out the Trillion podcast.
The Trillion Show, yeah.
The Trillion Show.
Shout out to Melissa, my co-host.
And, they can find that, where they can find that at.
You can find that on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Definitely. And y'all hit them up. It's spelled kind of it's different how deep you are, because it's spelled, at first I thought it was Trill Will Is Real, but it's spelled kind of like Israel or whatever. So I don't know. Like I was like, damn, is it? I don't know.
And that was the point of doing that, right? So, so when I was in prison, doing them, they didn't call me Trill, they called me Israel, because at the time I was studying to be a Hebrew Israelite, so that's how everybody referred to me as. And as a Hebrew, you're to pray 3 times a day. So while we did that, you know what I mean, visibly, so everybody knew, yeah, you know what I mean. So that's what it was. And then when I came home, shout out to my son, my only son, Israel. His name is Israel. Israel in Hebrew, Yisrael, it means he who will rule as El meaning God, might, strength. So that was kind of like the focus. And Israel was talked about as the son, the only begotten son before the only begotten son. So it's kind of a metaphor. You know what I mean? Yeah. So and I know that Israel also stands for Isis, Ra, and El. It breaks down. It's phonetics, studying the words. And so I play with words like that. Now some people look at it and they read Trill will is real, like I'm real, but then the E and the A. Yeah. But it's the same phonetically, you know what I mean? So it's still connecting the dots subconsciously. That's why I do stuff like that. You know what I mean? So people can really take a peek into my mind and kind of get it. That's why I say I use music just so people can really be able to see, okay, well, am I on that frequency? What frequency are you on? It's important to know what frequency you're on, because I can't be around just anybody.
Right.
Like if y'all was some weird guys, I'd have been gone. Like no cap, because I can't be around. My energy won't even let me be in the presence of that. You see what I'm saying? So like that's just what it is. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
Oh man, it's always below the surface with this guy, man, and you know what I'm saying, and that's very intriguing, man. Very impressive, man. But again, this might have just been, one of them songs that you were just kind of one of them fast songs, but I wanted to play it whatever on our way out of here, or whatever. Sure. Because, but what you just broke down, man, that's word to your mother, man. That the Israel, because I thought about that. I was like, yeah, he probably gonna come in and tell me, yeah, I did that on purpose or whatever. But at first I just was reading Israel the whole time until I actually had to spell it out, and I was like, oh shit, I spelled it wrong, and I had to go back and fix it.
Yeah. And you seen the light. In Israel light, as a Hebrew Israelite, you realize you are the real light. Israel light.
Definitely. And the light definitely come, you know what I'm saying, when you walk in the room from all this bling you got, but the light also comes even more, my brother, when you open up your mouth, man, and your mind, that, bro. And your mind illuminates the room, man. So
light is but a metaphor for knowledge, for those who don't know.
Definitely. So he make me sound even smarter than I am. Shout out to my brother. But nah, man, appreciate you for coming through, man. And again, if you want to come through and talk about the Trillion Show again, man, you know what I'm saying, you're always welcome. Y'all go follow.
Make sure y'all come on my show too, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh, done deal. Let me know when.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow? Okay, what time?
3:30.
3:30. Okay, we can make that happen.
Yeah.
3:30?
Make that happen.
Yeah, 3:30.
Yeah.
Eastern.
Eastern time.
Eastern time. Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. The Trillion Show and Trill Will. Y'all, they go to what I'm trying to say, the social media is on right in front of you, so y'all go follow the guy, and let's get into this fast before we get up out of here real fast. Even though it wasn't fast. But yeah, man, I want to do this again. So yeah, man, if I can't make it tomorrow on Wednesday, I'm definitely gonna sign up for one of them on Wednesdays to come.
Definitely, we can make it happen, bro.
On the show.
You're welcome anytime, bro. Y'all can come on every Wednesday if y'all want to.
Okay.
Y'all come kick it, bro. I be with the shit. You can do it right on your phone. I send you the link. You click it. You know
that's lit. Yep. Because like sometimes I still be having to be here, but I be able to do shit. So that'll be dope. I can just hop on. That'll be lit.
And this is Fast, man, featuring The Problems. Trill Will, let's get it.
Coming fast, gotta speed up, going fast, gotta re-up. Coming fast, gotta re-up. Count it fast, gotta ease up. No ways, no sir, I can't ease up. No way, no sir, I can't ease up. Coming fast, gotta speed up, going fast, gotta re-up. Count it fast, I can't ease up. No way, no sir, I can't ease up. No way, no sir, I can't ease up. Coming fast. fast, gotta speed up, coming fast, gotta re-up, count it fast, no won't ease up, coming fast, gotta speed up, coming fast, gotta re-up, count it fast, how your trap bumping, never heard of you, nip tucking all these extra artists, some are gonna be surgical, R.I.P. dead, serve departed, right, Howard on the vertical, pull your pants up, Urkel do, you ain't never shot nobody, never had a Harley, you can't rock a party, is you wrapped up Harley? Or is you pressed like Cardi? Down the Muva, get out the way. 100 grand sandwich, now I just need me a plate, a meal ticket. Breadwinner, Kevin Gates. Bring me out like Rod Wade. Trill gon' splash, I'ma catch the wave. Now it's raining like the sun shining, this a better day. Step outside, I can meditate. Backwood, just coming fast. Gotta speed up, going fast. Gotta re-up, coming fast. Gotta re-up, count it fast. Gotta ease up, no ways, no sir, I can't ease up. No way, no sir, I can't ease up, coming fast, gotta speed up, going fast, gotta reel, count it fast, I can't ease up, no way, no sir, I can't ease up, no way, no sir, I can't ease up, coming fast, gotta speed up, coming fast, gotta reel.
Motherfucking problems, man. Man.
Before you even try to say me.
Fast, I gotta re-up, gotta get it, ain't no way around it. Get the trap back jumping again like GI niggas know how I play when them pounds in. And I'm going in for the win. I'm a boss, I ain't into the trends. I got 2 bitches on me, they twins. I know what they want, they ain't getting no bands. And I got some mud in my cup, ain't sipping no gin for a feature, a couple of grand. Couple of niggas who used to hate on me, I turned all them niggas to fans. And that shit was easy, honestly. I done turned all my dogs to prodigies. They're still run down like the chopper speed. Moving solid, no time for apologies. See the life that we live like Monopoly. Better pay if you land on my property. I'm a boy, ain't nobody gon' stop for me. I be solo, I know they don't rock with me. That's alright, cause I just want some funds. I grew up around violence and guns. 100 years what I want for I'm done. Just ask about me, bitch, I'm one of them ones. See, I cannot move how I used to. I come from the trap, eating oodles and noodles for show. Tell them let me in the dough, bring me out for a show, and I'm leaving it all on the floor. We moving fast, we ain't moving slow. Got the G5 tucked in the coat. They know we next, let's go. They all wanna be in this boat, but they know that that's all that she wrote.
Coming fast, gotta speed up, going fast, gotta re-up. Coming fast, gotta re-up. Count it fast, gotta ease up. No ways, no sir, I can't ease up. No way, no sir, I can't ease up. Coming fast, gotta speed up, going fast, gotta re-up. Count it fast, I can't ease up. No way, no sir, I can't ease up. No way, no sir, I can't ease up. Coming fast, gotta speed up. Coming fast, gotta re-up. Count it fast, no won't ease up. Coming fast, gotta speed up. Coming fast, gotta re-up. Count it fast.
Gotta re-up, do that kinda fast. I hop out of Porsche and go hop my bag. We get erection, them niggas is mad. Sip penny with bitches on water, they bad. Brand new cat in this bitch too fast. 2 O's on the dance, so I might just crash. Butterfly doors get her butterfly. Bitch, hop in the hustler, look in my eyes. Pass me a perky, you know I'ma crash. It's beats in the air, cause we do it for blast. Boy, we on your ass, so you can't get a pass. My dick in the throat, and she ain't even gag. You play with my money, your toe get a tag. Catching me running like he on the track. Play a little nigga, I don't gotta brag. Just send me 100 and I'm on the track. No, I be dripping that fashion. I see a bitch and I want her, I smash her. Pass it to bro, he gon' hit like a basket. I wanna get rich and live in a mansion. I'ma go get it, he only imagine. If you ain't listening, fuck nigga, tap in. I hit a friend and the other one tap in. Running up money, they thinking I'm trapping. We hit they block and we making them tap in. I got water on me like the tap man. He be capping, can't fuck with a hat man. On the block every night like I'm Batman. Can't get a robot, I might get a vet then. If you fuck with me, fuck nigga, check in. Just don't wait until I get a check in. I can bet on it, that ain't your best plan.
Coming fast, gotta speed up, going fast, gotta re-up. Coming fast, gotta re-up. Count it fast, gotta ease up. No ways, no sir, I can't ease up. No way, no sir, I can't ease up. Coming fast, gotta speed up, going fast, gotta re-up. Count it fast, I can't ease up. No way, no sir, I can't ease up. No way, no sir, I can't ease up. Coming fast, gotta speed up. Coming fast, gotta re-up. Count it fast, no won't ease up. Coming fast, gotta speed up. Coming fast, gotta